You know that feeling when you're reading a story and it just sucks you right in, where you can practically feel what the character is feeling? Like you're right there with them? Well, that's not an accident. That's the magic of choosing the perfect words. So today, we're going to power up your writing by adding 5 awesome words to your storytelling toolkit. Let's get into it. So really think about that for a second. When you're writing a story, how do you make it more than just, a list of events? How do you make your reader actually feel it? It's about more than just describing what stuff looks like. It's all about choosing words that pack a punch, words that show emotion and action and feeling all at once. And in this explainer, we're going to zero in on 5 specific words that can turn a boring sentence into this amazing, vivid picture. Think of them like power-ups for your writing. Okay, let's start with a situation you've probably read a million times, a long, hard journey. Your characters are climbing a mountain, crossing a desert, whatever. We need words that really show us how tough this is. So our first 2 words are all about action. First up, wearily. Now this is an adverb, which just means it tells you how someone does something. This word is a superstar of show don't tell. Instead of just telling your reader the character was tired, you're showing it in their actions. It adds a whole other layer of feeling.
And check out the difference too. You could just say, they walked tiredly up the last hill. I mean, it's fine, it gets the point across. But wearily, that hits different. That word lets us see the exhaustion. You can almost feel the ache in their legs, see the slump in their shoulders, can't you? It paints a picture with a feeling.
All right, our next action word is straggled. This one's a verb. It's the action itself, and it doesn't just mean walking slow. It specifically means you're having trouble keeping up, you're falling behind the group. This one little word tells a whole story about someone struggling to hang on. This example is perfect. When you read that someone straggled into camp, you get this instant picture in your head, right? They're the last ones, probably dragging their feet, totally wiped out. It's an action word that's just packed with story. So let's break it down. Wearily tells you how you're doing something. It describes the tired way you're moving. Straggled, on the other hand, is what you're doing. It's the actual action of falling behind. One's the style, one's the move itself. Okay, so we've got our characters moving in a tired way. We're showing their struggle on the outside. But what's going on inside? Let's switch from their actions to how they're actually feeling, their state of being. And that brings us to fatigue. Now, fatigue is way more than just being sleepy. It's a noun. It's the actual thing you're feeling. It's that deep, down-to-your-bones exhaustion after a killer workout or, studying for finals all night. It gives a name to that heavy feeling inside the character. You see how that works? The fatigue is the result of that long journey. It's the condition her body and mind are in now. It's not just she feels tired. It's more like she's completely overcome by this state of extreme tiredness. This word gives some serious weight to what she's going through. Okay, now for another word that deals with weakness, frail. This is an adjective, so it describes a noun. But here's the key difference. Fatigue is an internal feeling, but frail is usually an external, physical thing. It's a weakness you can actually see, something that looks delicate, like it might break. And I love this example because it shows that frail isn't just for describing a person's body. A voice can be frail, a tiny little flower can be frail, an old crumbling piece of paper can be frail. It's all about showing that visible, delicate kind of weakness. So let's lock this in. Fatigue is that internal feeling of being wiped out. It's a condition. Frail is that external quality of weakness. It's a physical state. One you feel, one you can see. Both are amazing tools to show a character's state without just saying she was tired and weak. So our character is exhausted, maybe feeling a little frail. But stories aren't just about physical struggles, right? What happens when something unexpected happens, something a little embarrassing? The journey suddenly takes an emotional turn? This brings us to our 5th and final word. And this one has nothing to do with being tired. It's all about a very specific and super relatable feeling we've all had after, messing up. And that word is sheepishly. Just like wearily, this is another adverb. It tells us how an action is done. When you do something sheepishly, your body language is screaming that you feel embarrassed or maybe a little guilty. It's another one of those gold star show don't tell words. Come on, this example is just perfect. You can totally picture it, can't you? The little kid not making eye contact, kind of shuffling their feet, probably a smudge of chocolate on their face.
The word sheepishly captures that entire scene. It's a brilliant shortcut to show that feeling instead of just telling us the kid felt embarrassed. All right, you did it. You made it through the journey. We've talked action, we've talked feelings, we've talked emotions, and now all 5 of these amazing words are officially in your writer's toolkit, just waiting for you to use them.
So let's run through them one last time. We've got wearily, to show how someone does something when they're tired. Straggled, the action of falling behind. Fatigue, that deep internal exhaustion. Frail, that external, delicate weakness. And sheepishly, to show you're embarrassed without saying a word. Seriously, think about it. You could write a whole little story with just these 5 words. Like, the last hikers straggled into camp, their faces etched with deep fatigue. One frail-looking boy walked wearily to the fire and sheepishly admitted he'd dropped the map. Boom. The whole scene just comes to life. You're not just telling a story, you're creating an entire experience. So that's what I'm leaving you with today. Take these 5 words and go create something. Don't just memorize them. Put them to work. Power up your writing. Make your stories totally unforgettable. So what story are you going to tell?